Hello and welcome to Record Label Boss. And I think it's Wednesday. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, it's Wednesday. And I didn't go on RPAN. Instead, I went on Distance Socializing. But welcome to Record Label Boss. And welcome to another show. I want to say hello to Lada Pitchy and everybody who's online already. I know our alerts are a little bit, behind in time on Discord. But we're going to do another day of listening to your music. Hello to Meg as well. I'm going to have a little bit of talking for you today. I had some A&R artist talks recently. Hey, Vanessa, how you doing? And we're going to listen to some music that we have received. We're going to check out various sources for that. And, of course, we're also going to check into our Discord channel there and see what our young musician friends have put out. If you have any questions, as usual, you're welcome to ask. If you have your own music, we will let you know how to submit it to the show. And if there's anything you want to talk about, you're welcome to ask any question or put anything in the chat. And Lottie says it's ladies' night tonight. Oh, that's because I have an all-female audience on here. Now, that's very good. See, I'm popular with the right people. And Vani says, I hate myself today. I used glitter on my eyes and it hurt me. Oh no. And Ken is here. Hey Ken, how you doing, my man? Alrighty guys, so let's start this show with the first song from Beats by Ree from Brazil. With his song, The Blade Runner. Okay. So...
In my deepest thoughts, where the galaxy roams, where can it go?
And Ken sent me a message in Messenger, and now he sent me a message that he sent me a message in Messenger.
This is how the story goes.
Thank you.
In my deepest thoughts, where can it go?
Okay, this is some rather basic stuff here. Not entirely sure what I'm supposed to do with that. Okay, track that remains somewhat basic and lacking melody and structure. All the best and cheers. Because even for minimalistic electronic, this is not sure what that was supposed to be. Unicorn is back. Where's Unicorn? There he is, Unicorn. He has one horn. It's Unicorn. Yo, Unicorn. Yo, Unicorn. He has one horn. He watches. Record label boss. La 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 la. All right. That was pretty good, right? That was pretty good. I thought it was pretty good. Right, next one. Asgaya from France Electropop. Always different volumes here. And Vanessa says, Avi, you know we can clip. Yeah, but you don't know how to do that. Come on. It's not like you're going to clip anything here. I've had that feature on Twitch for, I don't know, 2 years and nobody ever clips anything. And Kenny's got a cold. Oh. And Yomim says I clip at least 20 clips. That's wrong. Ah, yeah, that's true. Yeah, the colds that are going around are bad. It's always that time. And it says demo. I've never seen that. Hey, Count Zero Records, here is the track Believer, one of my 4 titles for my future EP. Are you ready to hear the rest and help me? I'm not sure. And Lada Peachy says that she distinctly remembers having a chocolate butt. What? I know of none of such stuff would not be going on this show. This is for a different show. Should we clip Avi singing the Unicorn song? I don't know about this song, you know. Unicorn. Yeah, I'm gonna say no to this, but okay, track. And if there's more, you are welcome to send it. All the best and cheers. Yeah, what can I say? It's like a average electronic song. I don't know. Okay, next one. Pizzo P, hip hop rap.
Switch baskets, spin a hot block, cause them boys they be capping. Just put a beam on the Glock, we gon' catch 'em. Yeah. Big Sean Wade about to drop in the lead. Before money back, I was sipping wine.
This guy's also got a cold. He lost his voice.
You know I gotta leave. Grinch roll hard, made that bitch believe. They ain't no run, so got hit with some teeth. Streets getting cold, so I keep me a heater. Big Sean Wade, 100 pounds in a beat. Two twin glass.
Is it gonna change?
Yeah. Baskets, spin a hot block, cause them boys they be capping. Just
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is supposed to be. But it sounds like he's like really out of breath or something. So weird. Hey Scotty, what's up? You got a cold, dude. Okay, track that has some vocals that I'm not sure work out at all. All the best and cheers. And the beat and everything like that is kind of like I wouldn't, you know, I don't know. That was a bit weird. That was a bit weird. That's all I can say. It was a bit weird. I'm gonna jump in some more submissions here. Just opening that up before I switch to this Discord. Oh, look! Who's on the Discord? It's me! It's me, Mario. All right, let's listen to some Discord submissions that we have here. All right, Burp Persum. I think that's a new one. Check out our channel, Avekis. Okay. Let's listen to Avekis. So far, so basic. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, I would say that's a more of a basic work of somebody who's probably starting out. So, you know, nothing wrong with it, but it was literally just a third of a song. All right, Shakes Me is next with Listen to Know You've Been Alone by Shakes Me. Okay, Shakes Me. And Kenny says, my friend is dropping by this evening to talk about submitting music. He's got a finished project. Okay. Everybody welcome, everybody welcome. Okay, we get this a lot, what I'm hearing here. Oh, I clicked something and now it stopped. Okay. Okay, I think when I change rooms, it kind of like stops. All right. Crime says, give me blah, 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 would not. I think we already listened to this song. Let me just quickly. Yeah. It was, very 8-bitty. Okay, here's some more. Avekis Atmosphere Extended. We've already listened to that. And here's Crime with Adventure Time. Is that the same song? Yeah, it's just some guys posting their stuff. We make music videos. Okay. Those are just really just visualizer videos. I'm not sure what he means. Alrighty, so there's some guy. Okay, there's a new one. AJ. That's so AJ. I think we've already listened to that song as well. Let's just quickly check in. Yeah, it's okay. We've listened to It's So AJ before, and here's Vekis again with some new stuff. Yeah. Okay, that's also fairly basic electronic. All right, next one is Hikari Celeste. Celeste. Oh man. Some strongly out of sync. Oh no, what am I doing here? I'm playing two things at the same time, and I'm like, that is so whack. Okay, sorry, Celeste. I'm gonna listen again. Because I was like, wow, this is not syncing at all. And that's because it was two songs. So, no. Okay, I listened to it. You know, was okay. Next one is Naklówski. Naklu. Obrona francuska. Okay.
Chciała polecieć do Francji, przy Luwrze potańczyć i strzelić fotę, hype dla wolność. Kiedy patrzysz na Paryż, paląc grama, magia, łyk wina i mówisz tak jak Magyar, nie ma niczego.
Magyar.
Czy wszystko będzie na styk, to sklep już 11, gdy szukasz magnesów, wiem tylko, że to my mamy przeciwny biegun. Weź się nie stresuj.
Very low-key rap with unengaged vocals. Generally the flow is okay and there's a little bit of melody in it too.
To będzie nasze życie, ani kilka miłych wspomnień.
But I think last show we talked a lot about vocals, and this is everything I said there is true for this one as well. I think there's the thing that a lot of these guys need to work on is actually their vocals. Still Dill, who's actually submitted some pretty good tracks. He's got a new one. Let's. Yeah, that still doesn't work. He's always got that one component to where he's got like that voice, which is actually him, and then he duplicates it, and it's kind of like I don't think this vocal effects works out at all. Just think it makes it sound kind of like, I don't know. I wouldn't say stupid, but let's say not good. Hikari, I'll take you to Night City. Yeah, a lot of stuff is multi-posted, I know. I know, it's they're posting a lot. Because they feel like if they post it more than once, it's gonna get better. And this is the common misperception of many musicians, that all their music needs is more exposure. But the fact is that usually what music needs for most of the people, I'd say about 90%, is actually to be better music. Because for most of the tracks, no matter how much exposure you would give them, it wouldn't change a thing. Because the tracks just aren't that great, you know. And they're very innovative. Shit, look, they post the same track with like 4 different people. They actually go through the effort in posting that stuff on our channel with different people. I mean, that's I don't know, you know. It's fun. It's because they think that if people would just see it, then they would play it. But I guess it comes down to the normal human emotion that when something doesn't work, you immediately look for the problems with other people and say, you know, my music isn't blowing up because people aren't hearing it. People, you know, it's not promoted, etc. And if that would only happen, then my music would be, you know, reigning supreme. Hey, Getano, and Vaniac917 says, hello from Maryland. Well, hello to Maryland. I have a friend who is also from Mary's land. And his name is Scotty. Alrighty. Next one is Guard a Lone Star. I hope love lesson would not. And a lot of them think that, you know, these cool titles and stuff, you know, that makes them like Maryland, Texas. Yeah, that's right. That helps, but it really doesn't. If you have a title that nobody can read, you know. The truth is that music is not blowing up because they are not good at all. Not good music is still not good music, says Yo Mim. That's right. I mean, actually, you need to have both. You need to make really good music, like in your genre, and then you need to have a very decent promotion team, and you need to have both. Because I know great musicians that don't go anywhere because they just don't have the money to promote themselves. But if your music is crap, it's 100% not going anywhere, you know? But the other day I was thinking about one of the first artists that I ever talked to. That was like 3 years ago. I'm not gonna name any names, but he was a guy that was really convinced that he was really good. But he also was a guy who bought all of his songs from a studio, and he would just sing, essentially. He would sing heavily auto-tuned because he couldn't hold a tone or anything. He did not have the very basic facilities in order to be a vocalist at all. And he was extremely dedicated to music, and he worked really hard, and he took all of his money and put it in the studio, and they made one song for him, and they made another song for him, and they made another song for him. And he tried to convince me to pay for his recording because he said, you know, he just cannot go ahead with life this way because he's working 2 jobs just to be able to siphon off enough money to pay studios. And I said to him, you know, the best what I could tell you is to actually stop, because you're not making music. You're paying other people to make music for you, and then you're badly singing on it, and you're ruining your life doing that. And he was extremely angry at me and very, very upset, and broke off our friendship or whatever we had and never talked to me again. And what I essentially said to him was going to happen actually did happen, and that he just self-exploited himself to the point to where he could no longer work. Then the money stopped flowing, and his music career that he had dreamed up was essentially at an end. Because initially I had given him the advice to actually learn how to do all these things. There aren't shortcuts, you know. You can't buy your way into music unless you have like a lot of money. I'm talking about with 10 million or more, you can totally buy your way into music. And most of the people that you see on Billboard nowadays bought their way into there, absolutely. But you're not going to buy yourself into music with $100,000 or something like that. It's just not gonna happen. And Vaniac says, have you ever heard a demo tape so bad and the band thinks they're actually good? Yeah. Well, yeah. And Wayne, I didn't say that. Thanks for following. What new subscriber? Yo Mim46, new subscriber. Ooh. Thanks, Yo for subscribing. You're my man. I just want to reply to Vaniac there on Reddit. I never say to somebody stop making music because I want them I want to break their dreams, or I'm telling them to stop being creative or something like that. But if your relationship with music and fame is so toxic that it's destroying you, and you're using all of the money that you have for studio sessions that you obviously cannot afford, and you're having severe problems of the mental and physical kind because you're depriving yourself of everything just to be able to pay your way into music. If you're self-destructing, then yeah, I will tell you to stop. And I have not seen this many times, but I've seen it a few times. And these times I tell people to stop, take a step back. And he said, what do you think I should do? And I said to him, number 1, take singing lessons, and number 2, install Bandcamp. If you have a Mac, and he had a Mac, and Bandcamp is free, and you can start making music with Bandcamp, and you can take singing lessons. And so once you know Bandcamp like the inside of your hand, you'll take $300, you'll buy Logic, and then you'll go on from there. And then if you're still interested in getting better, after you're done with Logic, you buy Ableton. And then once you know Ableton, you're not only going to be somebody who will be able to produce his own music, but you're also going to be able to be somebody who has his own studio. And I said, and then you'll have a profession, you'll have money for music, and there you go. And then if all this time you took vocal lessons, by that time you'll be a great singer. And he said, when is that going to be? I said, maybe in 5 or 6 years. And he's like, nah, I'm going to be a breakout star this year. And I said, okay, well, whatever you say, my man. But he was very, very, very mad. And he actually never did talk to me again. Sometimes I check up on him, and he still tries to do what he did before, but he's spent so far upwards of $40,000 paying his friends, he called them his friends, at the recording studio, to make music for him. He would go in, and I like pretzels. It's not a big thing in Austria here, Cornelius. And I said, dude, you pay these guys $30,000 to make 4 songs for you? I can tell you one thing, they're not your friends. I mean, come on, there's do you know what you can get for that kind of money? You can really get a famous producer for $30,000. You can get a really, a top guy. If you get a senior producer, you will pay $2,000 to $3,000 for a song if it includes songwriting. And they're a good guy. $30,000, you're gonna get producers of A-listers to make a song for you, if you know how to negotiate. And just some completely unknown Joe Schmo charging you $30,000 for 4 songs. They're definitely not your friends. So yeah, but that was that story. With me, there's always a story. All right. All right, let's go to the next one. Clay the King. Maybe it's a new one. And there's some feedback from Kenny. Ken Tucker says, the problem with people who hang their entire lives on a music career that will never happen because they're unable to create commercial music, and refuse to listen to criticism will never be content. When a person believes a fantasy and family who tell them they're great when they're absolutely not will eventually implode. Yeah. Ken is very experienced in everything in and around music. He's lived through it. He's done it like multiple times. And I usually agree with him there, you know. And if it becomes destructive towards your life, this is the only time that I would advise somebody to take a step back from, because what they're usually pursuing isn't music for its artistic expression. They're not pursuing music, they're pursuing fame. And this was very much the case with this artist. Yeah, they liked music, but they were extremely intent on becoming famous. And the people that really, more than anything else want to be famous are usually not cut out to be musicians, because they have a very hard time taking rejection. And rejection is like, you have to be able to eat the rejection if you want to be a successful artist. You have to be like, yeah, I don't give a shit. Don't worry. 20 people are telling me it's bullshit. Take the criticism serious. Look at it. Analyze it. Implement it. But don't let it get to you emotionally, you know? So, and you know, anybody who says to me that they want to do music and they want to get signed to a label because they want to get famous, I usually say, then you're not the right person for us. If that's your motivation, it's not a good one. Yeah. Kenny says I can buy a record company for $30,000, a small one. That is true, Ken. That is absolutely true. You can do a lot with $30,000. Dude, if you give me $30,000, I'll make a marketing plan for you that really puts your music out there. There's a lot you can do with $30,000. And you should not pay it to somebody to make music for you. You should use that to promote yourself. If you were ever to come across that kind of money, go to somebody who really knows a lot about advertising and let them help you making an advertisement plan, and then do that. And you'll see how you'll grow if that's what you want. Otherwise, take the $30,000 and invest it or something, you know. Up to everybody, but that's a significant amount of money to spend on something that you could do just perfectly by yourself. And there's another point in there that Ken dropped, that a lot of people are seeking validation. I see a lot of depression. I see a lot of mental problems in and around music. And the sad thing is that a lot of people that have depression tend to gravitate towards music because it heals them, it helps them. It's really wonderful. But also what it does is that it puts a lot of people into music that are really craving that validation and craving that verification from the audience. And that's a tough spot to be in, because the audience is a wild mistress. People really don't give a shit about you, you know. If you have 10 fans in the world that really care about you as a person, it's a lot. Most fans, no matter how they swear that they love you and aren't very, you know, they're not your personal friends, and they will actually never do anything for you. They will never help you in any way. They're just here to cheer for the current hype that's going on. So seeking validation from fans is probably the worst thing you can do. You should seek validation from your friends, like 2 or 3 good friends you should have, and you seek validation from these people. Never seek validation from your fans. It's not a healthy place to be, you know. Not a good thing to do. And here's Gar the Lone Star. And Ken also says, that's very true, don't turn your songs into your children. Be willing to take criticism from more experienced people who are willing to be honest. And Ken says he has heard everything from "you're shit" to "you're amazing" and take it all in strides. That's right. Isn't that true, you know? How's Ken not a? How's Ken not a? Okay, I'm gonna put him up there, dude. And he's also a. That's right. There will be people that say Ken or Avio or anybody is complete shit, and there will be people that say this artist is completely amazing. I'm famous, never forget that, yeah. You know, recently one person from India posted on one of my music videos, it was Throwdown, that this music is great, the video is great, this is exactly what the world needs now. And they posted it, it was just a random Indian person that posted that on my, I think it was an Indian person, on one of my music videos. And I was like, you know, this is so nice. This is what you kind of like live for. But at the same time, I get, and especially when I started streaming, I had literally hundreds of people that would regularly insult me, especially on Reddit, when I started streaming and I was a nobody. I was constantly being called a fraud and an idiot, an asshole, fat person, stupid asshole. Everything in the book, they were throwing the kitchen sink at me just simply for streaming and for being there, and for no apparent reason other than that they were unhappy with what they were seeing or for whatnot. So if you're an artist and you're putting yourself out there, be aware that people will give you really nice comments and they'll say, hey, this is such a happy music and a happy video, because that's exactly what I was going for with Throwdown. But also that there will be people who will say the exact opposite. You're the biggest asshole. You're such a fat fuck. Blah blah whatnot. You know. So for a lot of artists, this can be very hard to cope with. You know. Yeah, the radio thing is pretty much arranged. I just need to draw the license and send it to the woman. But I'll call you after the show on Discord. Yeah. Yeah, but there's really nothing to do. I just have to make out the license with all the points that we are agreed on, and then everything will go its way. It's currently it sits with me. I'm gonna need 2 or 3 days to do that. Yeah, I stopped having worries. Because, you know, you start out with 1 or 2 or 3 artists. And in the beginning, it's very easy to service your artists because there's only very few on your label. And Ken was one of my first artists. So we would regularly talk for a long time. But then when you have more people, all of a sudden you have 50 people that want to talk to you about release. You have 50 people that want to talk to you about radio. And if you do all of the like non-essential phone calls, you'll just be on the phone with people all the fucking time. And you will not get anything done. And a lot of people want to call you and talk to you and stuff. And it's difficult because you also want to talk to them because they're your artists and it's really cool. But at the same time, you know, if you get caught up in that, then all of a sudden you're just doing that. All right, rock us, young cousins. Yeah, so currently we have 3 contracts out, meaning we have sent a contract to 3 different artists that could be signing them or not. And we never say who it is, etc., because, you know, a lot of times it doesn't happen. But currently we have 3 contracts out, and we hope that we will get some. No, I have more shit. I have 5 out. I currently have 5 contracts out. I completely forgot about that. So obviously, you know, that's a good thing. Some talented people there. But obviously not everybody wants to have that kind of professional direction in their lives. A lot of people want to stay amateurs or kind of like make music because they feel like it's fun and entertaining, and they love doing it, but not necessarily as a profession. Which is interesting to me, that people would send me their demo and then I would listen to it, and then people would tell me, we don't want to be serious. Then the question is always like, why are you sending it to me? You know, but still. I think a lot of people just never think that I would contact them, which is so funny, you know. There's so many people that make bad music and are absolutely convinced that they're doing great, and then there's a lot of people who make like really good music, and they're super unsecure about themselves. They're like, what, really, huh? And I'm like, so weird, you know. All right, some more from Rockers and the Young Cousins.
Make sure they never hit us like pop. You killed that brother too early, man. My name is Boozy. I just wanna pull up with my fucking Uzi. Go on the big brother shit. Yeah, that rolls in my chest.
Yeah, that's the track we listened to last time that I extensively commented on, and these comments are valid for everything else. I think these guys, if they did more vocally, they could go somewhere. I like the beat, you know. I'm just skipping it because we listened to it last show. You know my name, Blaster from the hip hop.
Gotta step in the back when I'm coming to my crew. Don't afraid to have a Mac or Dak. You want a blue, you step in it too. Extraction, no action. I'm staying on my fraction. All your dreams are pressed, but you're still depressed. We have same fucking way, but
yeah, some vocals he still has to work on.
And everybody knows that's my street wild style. Sometimes my rhymes are forcing for the crimes. Even with myself, it hits me up and flies. We don't know who dies. Gotta be myself. I've done that. Okay, now what you get?
Sometimes we gotta shine. Sometimes we gotta die, man. Sometimes we gotta drive. Sometimes we gotta fly.
I peep on the streets, they active violent keys. This life is a slap around many enemies. I'm only 16 and I've already seen where there is so much hunger and many poverty. Who explain why this world working like this? Now I'm staying on my heels and I just wanna please.
Yeah, it's not so bad, is it? I mean, problem is, vocals are still should be addressed, but a kind of like style, they got that down. You know, there's things that are good. You know, I would say, you know, talented new people, maybe. You know, still a way to go, but on the better side of stuff that we generally see in this forum here on our Discord server. Discord, countzerorecords.com/Discord. Always, if you have any questions about submitting or going somewhere, recordlabelboss.com. There's all the links that you need. Alrighty. Rockers. Yeah, there's that album. I think if these people, Young Cousins, etc., just keep going, it would be... it'll probably be good for them. Did I not mark that stuff with signs, with reactions? Why do all of these things don't have reactions? I'm not getting it. I did react to all of these. Are the reactions gone? That is so weird. Are reactions gone after a while? Because here's the post from the last show, and I usually don't go past the post of the last show, which means that I've hit the place. I've hit the place. Where is it? No, there it is. Let me just quickly look for stuff. I hate that my finger hurts. Yeah, it's now live. Okay, good. I'm going to skip get. I'm going to check into the demo submission room. I think we don't have anything in there. And I got a lot of people sending me stuff. Blah, blah, mentorship. Blah, blah, this might be spam. Hidden by spammer. Okay. A lammer, it's a spammer. Okay, AJ posted something new. Let's have a look at it. I didn't mark it the last show. Okay. Stupid me. Stupid! Me. Yeah, it's a little bit too abstract. Just repeating "fuck that shit" is really probably not really gonna get you anywhere. All right, let's pop up. Let's pop up some submissions over here and listen to some music from this service. Holding On. Currently listening to the track called Holding On. Oh, it's too simple. Gravity. It's the Electric Swing Circus. I'll save it. Because it's fun. Reminding me of ABBA. Yeah, maybe. We could do a new ABBA. We will do a new ABBA. It'll be good. I'll be one of the people. And we're going to do a casting for the other people. Mamma Mia. That's very somewhat slick pop. I'll save it as well. Very commercial. Gotta listen to some more of this artist stuff. If they got a bunch of commercial pop, that's always working out. Mamma Mia, here I go again. My, how could I? I think Lottie's gonna be in there too. She's gonna be singing and dancing. Dancing! Too boring. Next one, Mark Me On, Hyperreal. Oh man. Ooh, that's gonna put me to sleep. Vera. Yeah, that's right. She's gonna dance. She's gonna be dance all night long. But dancing, that's my song. And Vani wants to twerk, okay. I know that Vani is going to come to the studio soon, and there's going to be a special show with Vani, and it's gonna be really interesting. It's gonna really we're gonna do special stuff. It's gonna be special stuff. It's gonna include maybe the cat and stuff, you know. And Vani probably wants to dance. I'm gonna set up a poll here. Elijah Mann, Clementine.
I'm thinking we both know why we're here. We're looking for something too sincere. And I just
Nope, not singing. Ellie Looney.
Polynesia, I look for you there. I learned Morse code so I could
Chat.
send I love
Meow.
yous everywhere.
Chat,
I
meow.
go as far as touching cheese. Don't push it more, please.
Cat's over there.
All the things I would do. I put hearts after your name on my phone.
And Vani says soon. Well, I don't know about it. I don't even know I have my next holidays yet. Here's a pro tip for your life. Whenever you don't know when your next holidays are going to be, possibly you're probably doing the wrong job. Man. Finding Bella, good right now. I know that my next holiday is going to be tomorrow. I'm going to take a few hours of holiday. At the very most. I got so much work to do, but still. You got to make a little bit of time for you every day, or you're going to burn out. It's going to be difficult. And this is Finding Bella, good right now. Indie pop. Indie rock, actually. Indie pop rock. And Vani says, last year I had 4 weeks of my 5 weeks left in November. Yeah, that's not good. You should totally join us on Camp 022 or something. Have some fun. By the way, we're still taking sign-ups for CZ22 because of the whole Russia thing. We pushed it back a little bit with the booking, so if you're still interested, you can still come. Yeah, it's your typical indie rock. I'm gonna say no because I don't know. Nothing is wrong with it, but I don't know. Love Parasite, Mistortion. Well, yeah, you can go corp or you can go, have your own stuff. It both has ups and downs. It's never that one thing is completely bad and another thing is completely good. You're always on the verge of tears, says Objective. Yeah, it depends. Depends on what music I'm hearing, Objective, because I always say what I do is panning for gold. It's really what I do. I kind of like wash and wash and wash and wash and wash and wash and wash. And then one day I'll find something. I'll be like, oh, wow, this is actually pretty good, And then it's washing. So, and Vani says she has an interview with Deloitte next week. Maybe even more work. Yeah, I got a few buddies that work there. I worked with Deloitte a lot in the last 20 years, mostly in mergers and acquisitions. And there's some decent people there, but I've only ever seen one guy that I know stay at one of the big four. And he's now a local partner, and he's doing really good. He's a nice guy. He's a good consultant. Nothing against him. But this guy has no meaningful private life to speak of. He's flying across the world literally every day, Monday to Sunday. And his family barely sees him. And I talked to him about it, and he said, yeah, I like it. I like what I do. And everybody else that joined one of the big four eventually quit because they said, for the amount, what they're paying, I'm working too much. Because what a lot of people don't understand is when they start working at one of the big four, they usually get a nice salary, and they're like, oh, that's a nice salary. But what they don't understand is that eventually they're going to be working 7 days a week, 12 to 14 hours a day, if they're good on it. And then all of a sudden, when you calculate it down, it's actually not a good salary. It's just a normal salary. So I would say that I had maybe about 20 to 25 people that I knew that worked for one of the big four, and they all quit. None of them works there anymore. It's mostly young people that work there, which is funny because they're consultants, right? So it's usually very, very interesting because, as I found out, if you're really hiring them for consulting, you're actually getting completely incompetent advice most of the time, because most of the time they're just bullshitting their way through. So when you're hiring one of the big four, you should really be thinking about what it is that you're hiring them for. And if it's not auditing, then I would not hire them at all. They will absolutely add no value whatsoever. They will just send you a bunch of young people that have no idea, and a somewhat older dude that also has no idea. And they will just tell you a bunch of crap that they've heard in various places. So not a good idea. If you need auditing, you need an auditing company. That's fine. Go ahead and do it. But 25 years working with consultants, one thing I can definitely say is never listen to what any consultant says. Never. They never know your business as well as you do. They're literally coming in for different reasons. They usually come in because management wants to push some agenda that they don't want themselves to say, and they would just want a consultant to be to say that instead of them. They never come in because anybody actually needs their advice, which they don't have any to give because, again, they have such a high turnover that there's almost no experts there. And Vani says it would be as a requirements engineer and project manager on cantonal administration projects. That they do have various positions there, I'm just talking about the experiences as and with consultants. Not necessarily as somebody doing a admin job there. You know, I didn't have a lot of contact with these people. So maybe that might be good for you, maybe not. But you know, I have nothing against these companies. They're professionally run and the people work really hard. It's just in 25 years of being a manager on various levels, I've learned to never hire a consultant. You're literally the only consultant you should ever hire is a tax consultant because you need them because it's really difficult, a bookkeeper because you need them because it's really difficult, and a lawyer because you need them because it's really difficult. And everybody else who tells you how to run your business is just pure bullshit. 100% pure bullshit. They will literally, and I've watched the same people come into the company and say, we need to centralize. And then the entire company would centralize. And then the same consultants would come in 5 years later and would say, we need to decentralize. And then they would decentralize. And anybody who would call that bullshit out would get really smacked down by management. And it's something completely different. And, it's a new thing. It's also because, new management, new thing. Everybody who comes into a position immediately needs to do something else because they need to put their stamp on the company. One of the biggest mistakes in management, by the way, if you ever get into a management position, the first thing you do is nothing. Don't change anything. Learn the business first. Learn your job first. First year, don't do anything drastic. Look at it, listen, talk to the people. Do not change shit immediately, and do not think that you're going to change the entire company and it's going to be better. But this is what happens so many times because people are so fucking full of themselves. They're like, yeah, I'm going to get in here and I'm going to make everything different and it's going to be better. And what ends up happening is just a company rotating between two extremes usually. Yeah, and Bonnie says I was accountant, worked in fiduciary, and also did audits. Yeah. Well, audits are different because you have to do them. They search a ton of M&A over here. Yeah, I worked as M&A for 15 years, and I was one of the top M&A personnel in my country, in my sector, in energy. And it's a great and wonderful job if you're a young guy. I visited so many countries. I learned so much about different cultures. I was always going somewhere, looking at something, It was a great time, but eventually you don't want to be, traveling all the time. But when you're young, it's really cool. You hire me, Avi. Yeah. The problem is, when I quit my management job and I left, a lot of people said that they were going to work with me. They want to do a startup. But I have to say that very, very few people actually can bear the risk of a startup and can bear the risk of doing your own company. Because what people mean when they say, yeah, if you ever start a business, I want to be there with you, is if you start a business, I want to be there and get a fixed salary from you, which in the beginning isn't really happening. And so when I started, I asked around a little bit. I asked some friends, I'm starting a media company. Are you interested? I'm starting this. I'm starting that. All the things I did. And surprisingly, all the people that said, if you're ever starting something, I want to be there, said, nah, you need to pay me a fixed salary or I'm not coming. And then I understood that most people just want to have a secure job and most people don't want to take any risk at all. And that usually means that they, in the end, will also not have the benefit from being an owner. But for the most people, that's fine. It's just currently very hip to say that you're an entrepreneur or that you want to be an entrepreneur or you want to be the boss or you want to start a company, etc. There's a lot of people talking bullshit. But when it really comes down to, do you want to start a company with your own money? like 99.9% of the people will bow out and run away. Yeah, I know you're in finance, Money. And I have a real estate company as well. So if that starts working better, or actually we're currently starting there, I hope that we are going to start our first construction project about 2 months from now. So if that starts working out really well, then that might be an option as well. Hope Nordbo. Oh. Very, very simple. Close to overdose, Pinner. What? Close to overdose. Catchy but underproduced. Alright. Oh, you got a submission there on... Yeah, I'm gonna say no. I got another thing going on here on the Discord. Let me just quickly check on that. Ghetto Cat Lady the Soft. Okay. Cause Cat Lady? Ghetto Cat Lady? Okay, come on, ghetto. Okay. Okay, let's say somebody's starting out here. That's what we're gonna say. All right, next one, Stockholm Syndrome. Chris Caulfield. Didn't this guy send me something? Why is that name so familiar? Sometimes people send me something and then I'm like, where have I heard about you before? Peculiar. I don't know. Less. Moonwalker Doombox. Yeah, sometimes, you know, the point is that people do have similar names, you know? So maybe in the past they got a submission from somebody that's called, I don't know, John Caulfield, and this is Chris Caulfield. They're not related. They're from completely different ends of the world. They just share the same last name, and I'm like, haven't I read that last name somewhere? It doesn't really mean anything at all. When I'm like, you know, haven't I heard that name before? Because I'm literally going through, you know, over 6,000 songs every year, so there's just no way for me to remember exactly, you know. Sometimes I go back and I watch Record Label Boss from like a year and a half ago or something, and I'm like, wow. It's like a time machine. I feel like Doctor Who. Doctor, call the doctor. I have to say I never got into the story and the whole thing of Doctor Who because I always thought it was kind of cheesy, you know. But the people in the UK really, really like it, and obviously it has a compelling story.
If we just stay together, we can never be under that pressure.
I've
been caught up in this. Yeah.
it's not fitting right. I never got into the story of Doctor Who, other that like there's a changing of doctors, and he's like a time traveling person, and he reincarnates as somebody else, and then there's some like agitators, and I'm imagining it like to be like a UK version of Star Trek, to where it's like heavily serialized, to where it doesn't really have any overarching story. Because what overarching story does Star Trek have? You know, ship flies around and encounters people, and stories happen. You know, there's no, bigger picture of it. You know. And Lottie says it's terribly cheesy. That's the beauty of it. Yeah. I think it's a cult series in the UK, you know. It's totally got an overarch. Oh, really? What is it? I don't know. Bad Wolf Forever? What? I don't know what that means, dude. But yeah. How's that play? When something is from Bandcamp, you almost always know it's horrible. Nicole Santana, Magic. I was about to say something and I forgot. What was that? I forgot. Boring song, good voice. Oh yeah, I wanted to talk about Servant of the People, the show with Volodymyr Zelensky, the president of Ukraine. You can see his show, which is now in season 5. It's called Servant of the People on YouTube. A lot of them have English subtitles, and they're really pretty good, and you should totally watch it. And it's a good show. I think that in some countries it's available on Netflix, and I think Arte bought it in Europe. I don't know. I wasn't able to get it on Arte or Netflix or anywhere, but I was able to get it on YouTube. So if you're interested in something that is definitely stranger than fiction, because in the show Servant of the People, Volodymyr Zelensky plays a history teacher that by some twist of fate becomes Ukrainian president, and then has to fend off various people that are trying to destroy Ukraine. And he did that show, and then the thing happened in real life. Years later, he actually ran for president because there weren't really any good candidates, became president of Ukraine, almost like in the show, and is now defending Ukraine against a bunch of bad people. And this is what I'm saying, is reality stranger than fiction, and this what I'm relating to Doctor Who. So it's a show that was running for 5 seasons, and then it actually happened in reality. So it's really weird. Apart from that, it's a pretty good comedy show, and it's actually pretty funny. And it gives you an insight on why Zelensky is such an effective handler of the situation at the moment with social media, etc. And it's because he's a comedian. He's a trained media professional, and very, very interesting. Sometimes art anticipates reality. So many times art anticipates reality, especially with science fiction as well, but political art and other things as well. So many times artists are actually the better, politicians, or the better forecasters of things to happen, because artists are creative and they think a little bit outside of the box about what could happen or what could not happen. People have said this so many times about Simpsons, that Simpsons is always anticipating things that are happening. How can this be? And it's because the people that make Simpsons are pretty smart and they think about stuff. And what if, scenarios. And I think it was the same thing with Volodymyr Zelensky there and his show Servant of the People, which you should totally check out. It's free on YouTube. This was not an advertisement, but it's actually a good show. Iris Bonnet still here.
Trying to make my voice hurt, but it's just more of the slow down, maybe a time.
Yep, no voice, no singing. Okay, Penny Goodfield, Reborn. Yeah, Simpsons are epic, and when I was in college, I really liked Futurama, and I rewatched the entire Futurama recently during COVID. It was less funny because I knew everything, but still, I am Bender, please insert Carter. Kiss my shiny metal ass. Yeah. It was, at that time, it was great. Taxiway, Irish Goodbye. Okay, I'm gonna say no because it's a remix. Yeah, so, those are the shows. I don't know, I was never one to watch a lot of shows. I watched a lot more shows now during COVID. Simply because you're home more, What are you gonna do in the off time? Watch Netflix. So, I'm working through Merv's Burgers. Yeah.
I used to lie.
And of course, my probably favorite show of all time was Battlestar Galactica, the new one, because that did so many genre firsts and was so far and above everything else that was done in sci-fi, I feel. And it also had one of the worst fucked up last seasons of any show I've possibly have seen online, because Battlestar Galactica, the new version, has such a long, very long overarching storyline. And then in the last season they're like, okay, we need to wrap up this season as fast as possible. So it's like bang, 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 and over, So it was horrible. So you have this wonderful storytelling, and everything is really cool, and everything is innovative, and then the last season, and it's all shit, and people essentially don't even get it because the story keeps developing so fast. So, yeah. But I always liked all kinds of science fiction stuff, you know. I watched all the Stargate stuff, all the Star Trek stuff. Always great for me. Big sci-fi fan. Also always liked adventure, you know, Indiana Jones and that stuff. I'm actually a big fan of serial entertainment because it can do so much more storytelling than movie. I feel like it's extremely difficult to do decent storytelling in movies nowadays because you're kind of like pushed to have so much action and flashy shit and singing and dancing and all kinds of stuff happening. I mean, everybody's super bedazzled with Encanto, but if you go towards the story of Encanto, you could probably tell the story of Encanto in 4 sentences, you know? And this is also true with a lot of movies. There's just no more storytelling. It's all singing, dancing, flashing, exploding shit, and action scenes, etc. But almost no more storytelling. This is why I like serialized entertainment a lot more. You know, I like Sherlock Holmes, the series, where there's actual storytelling happening. You know. Because, I mean, if I want to see exploding cars, all I need to do is go to YouTube and say exploding cars, and you can watch exploding cars 24 hours a day. Why would you want to, I don't know, not really totally my thing to do that, you know?
Show me how to dream again. Every time I close my eyes, I'm drowning. I put memories in frames. Right there in the mirror is a story.
Gerald the Dry Stonewaller. Roger the Shrubber. I am Roger the Shrubber. That's from Monty Python. Those guys are really great. I love Monty Python. The only thing bad about Monty Python is that they eventually got old and stopped making stuff. And then they started dying, you know.
Every time I thought I was lost, a dreamer found me. Backing all the things I had to find. Wish away the fears they put. Self-control, but everything about.
Oh no. We're the Knights Who Say Knee, that's right.
I thought I could do it on my own, but I got lost along the way.
Excellent entertainment. Everything from Monty Python's is really great. I think when I saw hold on, what's it called in English? The Knights of the Holy Grail is what it's called. What is it called? That movie. In the German version is called The Knights of the Coconut, which is completely unrelated. It's because of the coconuts that they're clapping. Whew. Okay, no. Search for the Holy Grail, yeah, probably. Sounds a little bit like maybe they're trying to be Weekend or something. Not sure. All right.
Touchdown, little girl, you want his love, but you won't get it. He moved your soul, shook your world, and now it's all fading. I know it's hard giving up on the one that you wanted. When illusions are dancing up in your mind like you haunted. In your mind like you haunted.
Hold on, can we turn on the cam? The chat cam. Let me see if I have a chat cam here. Yeah. I need to kind of like make it go. He's sleeping.
Won't take you long to realize that you're better on your own. You'll discover a brand new world that you never thought you'd know. Somewhere
Okay, gotta say no to this. Okay, next one, Hirsch Shakfat. Shakfat Rojas. Okay, nope.
Take me back, 'cause I wanna stay. Save your tears for another. Save your tears for another day. I made you think that I will always stay.
What is that? I've heard that.
Never say. Yeah, I broke your heart like someone did to mine. And take me back.
Okay, I'm not entirely sure what that was. Hold on, it was released in 21. Are they doing a re-campaign or something? I'm not sure. Because sometimes, you know, I'll have people submit stuff and they're just promoting an artist or something. And they're like, yeah, we would be totally happy if you share this track. And I'm like, I'm not an influencer. I mean, I could be, but I'm not. I don't want to be. That's not my job. That's not my name. They call me Stacy. They call me Herb. That's not my name. Alrighty. Fire. Oh, that's the same guy with his second song. Okay.
Genuinely ready for change. Makes me wanna look nice every day. I'm prioritizing something new. Feeling confident with each and every move. Oh, yeah. Are you ready for? Are you ready for? Are you ready for? Are you ready for me? 'Cause I'm coming up. 'Cause I'm coming up. Baby, I'm coming up strong. Don't appreciate the work I do. I really understand what I could do. So I've started rallying for me. Can't just be your cheerleader, I need you to be. Are you ready? 'Cause I'm not here to entertain you unless you just beg for a ticket. I'm so. Are you ready for? Are you ready?
I was. I don't know. I was a little bit unsure. Almost, I would say almost. Yep, instrumental. Nope. Eddie Cohn, Underwater. Eddie Cohn.
Hold me down. In my mind, I lost the way. They're everywhere in my mind. Can't look away. They stare in my window. Don't look away. Is this holy? They hold.
Nope. But suicide is painless. That's very, very similar to, the title song from MASH, Suicide is Painless. Just a little bit different. Okay. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
When I would feel relieved, I would feel relieved. Don't need you to break me free, just us two know my needs. Right where I stay, you around me, I feel safe. Are you opposite where I wake up? At this point, feeling deeply grateful, though I know.
I got a new song from Marcello. Let's hear the chorus. Nope. All right, let's check in on Marcello here on our Discord. Video not available because it contains stolen stuff. Okay. When you're trying to advertise your video, but YouTube says you are stealing video material, So I see a lot of guys doing this. Let me just quickly address that. A lot of people that got signed by us or then did not get signed by us were posting material on their YouTube channels that was not theirs. And I'm not talking about audio material, I'm talking about video material. So they would just take videos from various TV shows or something and cut them together. And then they would have lots of hits on it because they put their own music on it. And then eventually YouTube would take it down and they would be very upset, saying that, why are they doing this? Because obviously copyright does not only extend to audio, it's also video. So if somebody makes a cartoon, you can't just take their stuff. I mean, you can, but you have to understand that it could be taken offline. And this actually what happened to my man, Dr. Scandy, when he joined us and we published all his music and everything. Since, he became an official musician, YouTube actually started reviewing his channel, and then they found out that the guy had reposted a bunch of TV shows, etc., and took it offline, and it gave a big hit to his channel. So if you're young, if you're making music, and you want to get your music out there, do not use video material that is not yours. Instead, use a visualizer, which is like a program that makes like a pumping bass or just an a spectrum analyzer or something. But do not use video material that's not yours, because YouTube can take it down at any time, and then all of your plays and everything will be gone. So that's obviously not a smart choice. So don't use other people's video. Okay. Public domain is okay, yeah. But most people don't know how to look for public domain videos on YouTube, or how to do that at all. They'll just take something, and it's not okay. And by the way, public domain, it depends which license it is for public domain, because some public domain licenses will not allow you to monetize that content. The fact that you are given a license to use it privately for free does not mean that you can use it under your music and actually sell advertisement on that video. So even if you're taking something that's public domain, you need to check the only things that you can buy and that you can get and resell and do anything you want is where the original creator has given all of the rights, including the commercial rights, to the public domain, to anybody who wants to. And if you're a creator of such material, I would advise you to never do that, because that's essentially what Pixabay and Adobe and everybody else is making money off, that they're taking stuff that people have unwittingly commercially put in the public domain, and they're taking it and selling it on their website. Usually Library of Congress and other free sites that gather works of public domain is what they take it, and then they start selling it on the web. It's a very sleazy way to work, because they're essentially selling other people's or original art that they have given away for free, and they're suckering people into believing that those are actually their copyrighted works when they're not. So, before you pay for any images or videos on a website like that, best thing is to make sure that you're buying the stuff from a website where the creator gets paid and not the company that resells the stuff. So there's various websites that will show you what the creator is, and then you will pay that creator the money rather than you paying Adobe to use something that was free in the first place. That is a very despicable way to do business, to just take stuff that was free and then pretend like people now have to buy it. So. Some more post-core. I'm not really into that, and I don't know. I get a lot of posts. I get a lot of, I don't know, there's like 90s guitar music kind of thing, and I don't know. I honestly don't know if that is ever going to make a comeback. I'm just not sure.
But I'm stronger than I know, I'm stronger than I know, and I'm rising from the fall, 'cause I'm not afraid to show it that I'm...
Nope, that was the wrong vocals. Jess Brady, Conflicted.
Never been so conflicted, so over-ambitious.
So, if in doubt, don't give anybody any rights to your stuff. Very simple. Don't upload your stuff somewhere. Don't give it to a library. Don't give it to anybody. Don't give it to nobody.
I keep taking too many steps forward and back again, that would drive anyone mad.
I know it sounds a little bit petty, but there was this TV report about this woman who was so distressed that the images that she had made are now being sold by Adobe when she had, donated them to the public domain. And they were actually, that was the story. They were trying to sue her for using her own photos, saying that they were their photos. I think it was Adobe. And she said, that is not true. That's the pictures I took by myself. And they're like, if you don't stop using it, we're going to sue you, blah, blah, blah. And that's because it was like an automated system that found matchings between the stuff that Adobe was selling and the stuff that people have on their websites, and they checked if she had a license, and she didn't, and stuff not. Come to find out that that particular set of photos was actually made by her and given to the Library of Congress for public domain, and then Adobe took it and sold it and copyrighted it. Of course, they cannot do that because they did not create it. It was created by somebody else and given to the public domain. But what big companies do a lot, and this now comes back to music as well, is that they copyright stuff that they don't actually own. They just threaten people into buying it, into paying or into taking it down. So what I have happened so many times is that Universal or Sony or some other bigger player would copyright certain sounds from, for example, Final Cut Pro by Apple. So there would be a dum da da dum dum, some kind of sound that was. Final Cut Pro is a video editing software, and they would just simply copyright that sound that is actually copyrighted by Apple, and then they would copyright strike everybody that has that sound in their video, and those would be thousands of videos. And a lot of people would not contest that claim. And this way, big companies can take ownership of thousands of videos and get all the money that comes in from advertisement for these videos because YouTube has a very good connection to very big companies. And you have your own service representative. You have special software that you can use on YouTube. But small artists have absolutely no representation. So what happens is that they would essentially copyright a very common sound and then take ownership of tens of thousands of videos and thereby make all the money that these videos are making. And this is a practice that is intentionally done, even though people are saying, oh yeah, we're really not trying not to do that, but it's not true. They're intentionally doing that and taking control of a lot of creations by copywriting things that aren't theirs, figuring that most people will not contest their claims because they don't even know how to contest a claim. They're an individual artist, not a label. They don't have the legal or the technical means to do that. So they're essentially just stealing people's shit and making money from that. So that's a fairly despicable thing to do as well. Lots of despicable things today. Despicable! Public domain is not okay. You should never give anything to public domain, fully public domain, because it means that other companies can sell your stuff and make money from it. And they will actively bully everybody that uses it to pay them. They'll send them lawyer letters and stuff like that. It's insane. Never give anything to public domain. Other people will make money from it. And they will bully people into paying them. And this is why it's always good to have a label, because a record label like us, we establish critical evidence that you are the creator. We can register copyrights. We have the songs registered with Content ID. We have the songs registered with our distributor. There's going to be an extremely difficult case. And if I send a letter to somebody, we are Count Zero Records, the sole and the sole and only copyright holder to all rights of this work. And any person claiming any rights of this is essentially in the wrong. Usually, even Universal and others, which I had copyright disputes with, release the claims, because when they see that a label is behind it and the label claims full, and they look up the stuff and they find out it's actually invalid, then they usually release the claim. But if you as an artist dispute any kind of claim like that, they're gonna hit you with a lawyer letter. Simply because it works. Simply because it works, I get quite a few lawyer requests usually by people, and they're like, yeah, I'm a lawyer, I represent such and such. Blah blah, why not? And I'm usually, I usually tell the lawyers that unless they represent one of our artists, or a valid legal claim, we cannot talk with them. And then they get really upset because lawyers live essentially from you talking back to them, because that's when they can charge their client. And usually what I write back to them is, you're not representing one of our artists, and you're not representing a copyright holder that holds part of our works. So we are not going to engage in any communication with you. Have a nice day. Because this is nothing that they can bill their client with, saying, Count Zero Records is essentially saying, we have no business with you, please go fuck yourself. It's very funny. People get like really upset. I'll be like, I'm gonna sue you. I'm like, yeah, go ahead. But I'm still not gonna tell you anything, because you're not a party to anything we do. So you have absolutely no right to get a response.
The story of a train that stops in Bloomtown.
By the way, none of them have ever sued me.
Then I'll show you a tunnel dug deep underground. The place, so they say, where Jack Lynch was found. Played and run all over the land.
Funny.
You didn't hear the biggest favor. Now it's on you later. I don't realize all these lies. So that comes your way. I was feeling down before she came my way. Now she's going round my head. Take you to the sweetest satisfaction.
He kind of like sings the same way on every track. Yeah, he sings the same way on every. Oh, yeah. Damn it! It's like the same vocal on every track. So weird. Not any different. Like, weird. There's something else I wanted to say. What was that? I don't know. I forgot. It was something around threatening people into doing stuff. Maybe it will come to me again. But that it's a thing.
When you lose your life, when does it go? When did it go missing?
Cause I can't lose you to something that's in my head. I don't need to know, so I kiss your head on your way out, but can't ask you where you've been, cause I believe.
Do.
So hit on, really you never know. We'll let the thieves light on our load.
Alrighty, let's. And I hate Spotify links with a passion, because they're always popping up these like advertisement shits in the middle of their embed. So you're ending up having the clicks no all the fucking time. You can see it on my screen,
lost my way. Stuck on Nelly's.
See this here. Go to Spotify, log into Spotify, do this on Spotify, you know. I don't know if you're annoying your reviewer with a link that pops up advertisement all the time, and the reviewer has to actively click the advertisement, go on XXXXXXX when they're trying to listen to your music. I can guarantee you that that's not going to create a great mood for your reviewer.
Had to say it with my chest.
Laughing when you leave me on my own, trying to get through to you. You only care about just a looking.
See, this is what I'm talking about. See this? It will always come up with this. It will only give you 20 seconds and it will come up with this advertisement shit here. Should be banned. Spotify should be banned. Ban Spotify. Banify. External Midnight says, do you make good money in your profession? No. I don't think anybody at a medium-sized indie label makes good money. People do it because they want to, because they love it, because it's their calling. And that's why you do it. Just like 95% of all artists worldwide don't make good money. It's only a very, very tiny fraction of artists that make money. Any meaningful money outside of sustaining yourself. 15% of all artists worldwide make 85%. 15 artists worldwide make 85% of all the money. 15, not 15%. 15 people make all the 85%. Okay, do you make a living doing it? I'm currently not making a living doing it, but my media company and my group of companies was founded 3 years ago. And generally, when you're starting a record label, you should expect to have 5 to 10 years where you have to finance the label before it actually starts returning money. Because at that time, you will have enough developed artists and enough songs that money will actually return. And seeing that it's a very slow return on investment, and the return on investment is usually rather low, people that don't really want to, do it usually don't do it. It's not an investment model that I would suggest to people. If you say, hey, what's the best way to make money quick? That would absolutely not be it. You do it because you love it. It's the same thing as if you would start a bakery, or you start you start making cakes. If you really love it, it's great. Eventually it's going to make you money, and you're going to do what you love. But if you really wanted to make a lot of money, that's not what you would do. You'd definitely not get into music at this point in time. I know that a lot of people always want to hear, it's the labels making all the money, but they're usually talking about the major labels, like very big labels, and it's true. They are making all the money. External Midnight says, interesting, I agree, music is a passion for sure. It's my life's blood too. Yeah, that's why I do it, because I want it. Look, I have a great job that I love doing every day. I work very hard, but every day I'm happy. I work with great artists. I do great stuff. I make shows. I make sure that people come out, that people get heard, that are really good. I work with people. We grow them. We grow us. It's generally a really nice thing to work. It's something that I enjoy and that other people also enjoy. And people say, if you do what you love, you never work a day in your life. It's very much true. Of course, this is a luxury that I have that not everybody can do, I have to say. Because, I had a life before. I was a manager before for 25 years. And that helped me a lot. And that set me up for this. But I feel that if you do art, any kind of art, you should do it because you love it. If you do art to make money, you're going to be disappointed, because the people that make money from art are very, very few people. And the reason why these people make money is usually because money was put into them first. So the 15 guys worldwide that make 85% of the money all had accumulated investments into their careers of north of $100 million. So if you don't have $100 million invested in you as an artist, you're not going to be one of of these 15 people that make 85% of all the money. So it's a very big numbers game. And as a medium-sized indie label, small-sized indie label, whatever have you, you just don't have access to that kind of money. You have what essentially you have, and you need that to operate your label. But you're not going to have $100 million to put into Ariana Grande and make sure that her career goes and you make more money back, and none of that stuff. That's just not happening. And there's a great disparity between the many smaller and medium labels and the very few large labels. The business models are completely different. The expectations are different, and the way that they work are completely different, and of course the money as well. So I don't know. How could you compare it? I don't know. It's maybe comparing Amazon to a local gardener or something like that, you know? One is a huge international logistics company. Another one is just a store where a person works there because they like gardening. And they make some money from it, and they're happy with that. And labels have really been taking a hit lately because fewer and fewer musicians are getting paid. And at the end of the day, that trickles down to labels, because now they're also not getting paid. So when Spotify doesn't pay anything to anybody, they don't pay anything to labels either. So the few cents that you're getting from your Spotify plays, you know, I have a artist that I know just recently broke 1 million streams on Spotify. That's a few $1,000s at the very most. That doesn't even pay your bills for 2 months. Nothing. It just doesn't, you know. And artists have that happening to them once in 10 years, you know. So if you have that once in 10 years hit, it's going to pay your bills for a month. And this is what it has come to. And if you don't have that hit, it's going to pay you $20 a month at the very, very, very most. Who did you manage? No. I was a manager in a unrelated sector. I worked for the last 25 years in energy. And I managed various companies, and I did various things there. And I didn't come from music management. I actually came from energy management. But I have to say that everything I did there was really beneficial, because I did a lot of things in energy, going from mergers and acquisitions to business development to sales, marketing, and many, many other things that I then kind of like used for music. And you'll find out that if you start working in music, that music's actually really chaotic and really cutthroat. If you're just a normal manager that likes to do things right, and I happen to also be an artist, you're going to be able to make a compelling company in music, because most music companies are managed so badly you have no idea. It's absolutely insane how badly managed most music companies are, small and large. Because most people, you know, on the smaller levels just love doing it, but they don't have the skill set. It's just a coincidence that I'm an artist, but also an economist. And, you know, the job that I never really wanted to do, but had to do because I needed money, is what now enables me to run this company effectively. So I don't know what's the lesson there. You know, no matter how much shit you have in your life, it's all worth something sometime, you know. So if you have a skill set of being a good manager, no matter on which level, you're gonna do all right in music. Music is very, very chaotic, and things are like all over the board, and people are fighting, and people are cheating each other. It's insane compared to the job that I did before. It's like a war zone or something like that. It's really quite crazy. And when I started working in it, people were impressed how organized and how honest we are. And I was like, is that not normal? But now I realize it isn't. Usual music companies of any size can be quite fraudulent and quite disorganized. That is actually kind of like the default model that I expect nowadays, is that people are fraudulent and completely incompetent. I shouldn't say this, but there's many exceptions. There's many people that I know that are neither incompetent nor fraudulent. But when I do meet somebody, I generally assume that they're a fraud and they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And the only reason why they're talking to me is because they want to jack me of some money. That's usually what it is. It's usually people who want to do absolutely nothing for you, for the artist, for management, whatever, and just are looking for a way to put themselves as a middleman to make some money out of people that are already making money. It's really a blight on the industry, and I don't know how an industry can survive like that if they have that kind of attitude towards the creators of their products and also their customers. But obviously it has worked for decades for some reason unknown to me. Because, I mean, my working theory is that a lot of consumers of music in the past were young people make a very big part of the audience of everything, really. And they're just really gullible, both as fans and as musicians. And music is a lot about exploiting gullible people, sadly. And, so I said to myself when I started this, I said, how are you going to ever convince anybody to come and join you? And I said, I'm going to do two things. I'll be honest, and I'll do the work. And that alone was like a landmark. That alone was like a shift of paradigm. Here's a guy that is honest and actually does the work that he says he can do. That was all that was needed. And I had hoped that would be the unique selling point that people would see. And they actually did. Because every musician that I know has a story of how he was cheated, usually by multiple actors in the music business, managers, bookers, record labels, etc. And people are extremely happy when they find a company that is honest, number one, doesn't embezzle, things like that, and actually does what they say, like actually does work for them. The modus operandi, the default modus operandi for music companies and people in and around the music is pay me right now, pay me, and then I'm going to bullshit you and not do anything for you. And then I'm going to do this to as many people as possible. And at the end of the day, I'm going to have like 20 people who pay me, and I'm not doing anything for any of them. And when they ask me why nothing is happening, I'm going to tell them that it's their fault. Their music is shit, and they're stupid, and they need to do this and do that. It's actually quite incredible how many bad things are going on in the music industry. It's pretty horrible. But I've also have to say I've met some of the nicest people that I've ever met anywhere, also in this industry, usually at the wrong end, usually at the receiving end of things. And it's the horrible people that are, in the good positions making the money, and it's the nice people that are usually getting fucked up, And External Midnight says, yeah, that's fucked up. Yeah, I don't know. I really believe that if you make a company in music, and today you're going to say, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to do the work. You're going to be successful. You can be a manager. You can be a booker. You can be anything in music. Just be honest and do the work, and you'll be successful. I'm not saying you're going to be rich, but I'm saying you're going to be successful. And Kenny says that's why you're the best label owner in the known universe. No, I mean, seriously, I asked myself when I started this, what is going to make me different than anybody else, you know? I mean, why are people going to come to me over Universal? I mean, of course, Universal is not going to offer them a contract, but why are they going to come to me versus other labels, you know? It's sad that it's a rarity, says Midnight. Yeah, but it is. I don't necessarily know why, but I have met so many people that if they would be honest and if they would apply their significant skills in networking and talking to people for the benefit of artists, would be shitting money. If they would use their skill to have a stable of 10 artists that they would promote, they would make a fuck ton of money, but they insist on using their skills to exploit the artists themselves because it's more immediate, if you know what I mean. Because if you're exploiting artists, you immediately get paid. If you're working with artists and making them bigger and then taking a share of that, that takes a while. And a lot of people that work in music don't want to wait until kind of like their garden, if you will, so starts growing and the trees are growing and eventually there's fruit. And even if they would make 10 times or 100 times that later, they would much rather now have, I don't know, $700 from the artist and completely burn their relationship with the artist, but they'll have $700 in the pocket and run off with it. It's literally what I've seen so many times. It's insane. I cannot even ask how many times I have been asked to bribe somebody, or a bribe has been offered to me in the music industry. I worked for 25 years in energy, and not a single time did somebody honestly offer to bribe me. They were offering some kind of like compensatory deals, which are not illegal, but you know what it's about. You know, if you do this, we'll do that. But they're not bribing you as a person. They're kind of like saying, if you give me this contract, then I will also give you a contract to your company, which isn't illegal. And never in 25 years in energy has anybody come to me and say, you know, you need to bribe me or I'm going to bribe you. Whereas in the music industry, it happens almost daily. In this industry, nothing works without paying people off. And this is why I'm always I'm always laughing when people are like, yeah, payola, we cannot do payola. It's horrible. It's illegal. In the music industry, nothing is done without paying people. Every DJ, every radio station, every blogger, every influencer, every person that would possibly do or write anything about you, you have to pay. Especially TV stations and radio stations. Sometimes they're sly about it, they're coy about it, but everything in music industry is paid, and it's 100% payola, all of it, the entire industry from front to back. There's nothing honest about it at all. And the few people that are like independent radio stations and independent bloggers are like 5%, 2%, 1%. 95% of everything that constitutes the music industry is 100% bribable. Or to the contrary, they're not bribable. That's the only way that they will work with you. They will literally not write anything about your music unless you pay them. And you can call it what you want. I'm paying you for the article. I'm paying you because you're a journalist. I'm giving the DJ some money because I'm donating to his radio stations or some kind of bullshit. You're spitting some straight knowledge, sir, says External. Yeah, I did not expect that. I thought that there was, that people would like be bought off sometimes, that big companies would do that. But now I have price lists of what people cost. How much does it cost to play a song on the radio of that size, in that country, You will pay an exact amount, and they will play your song exactly how much you paid for, and not one time more. The features in magazines, everything is 100% paid. There is a group of people that I work together with all over the world that are independent people that have their own music blogs, have their own radio stations, and they just put out there what they really like. But these people are less than 5% of the industry. The other 95% of the industry you can reach because you have really good connections with them, and this is currently what we're trying to build up, so that you're not paying them, but for some reason they like you, and then they say, okay, we're going to play you a little bit. But don't kid yourself. If you want to have a lot of radio play, you need to pay them. If they like you, it means that they're going to play your song 2, 3, 4, 5 times, but you need your song played a few hundred times to go somewhere, and you need every radio station in the nation to do that. So if you want to mount a nationwide radio campaign, it's going to cost you no less than $300,000-$400,000 in just donations to various radio stations, which are then going to be market research bullshit. Something's going to be on the bill. Of course, the bill is not going to say, we are hereby accepting your bribe to play your music. But yeah, and so many artists are asking themselves, hey, why is this person getting played? Why am I not getting played? Why are they playing this? Why are they playing that? And they're kind of like whacking their brain about it and thinking, why am I not successful? And I know that previously I said because your music sucks. That's also true. If your music sucks, it's nothing you can do. But also because you're not in the group of people that is paying to get played. I can guarantee you, or if anyone watching now, if you want to be a world famous musician and you have north of $1 million, I will guarantee I'll make you a famous musician. Bring the money to me. I'll show you how to do it. I'll do it for you. I'll take 10%, and you'll be a famous musician in 3 months. Not a problem at all. It's all about money. So, so yeah. So if you're competing with that, don't feel bad. Don't feel bad that you're that small music creator that doesn't go anywhere, and you're thinking, how is this not happening for me? Because you're not paying anybody. The net that you have to cast in order to nationally get somewhere with your music is very wide, and it goes down to forging your streaming numbers, forging your purchasing numbers. Big record labels regularly employ Asian botters to bot play their songs to make them appear more popular. They regularly buy their own artists' CDs back by proxies. They would have shoppers that would go into stores and buy the artist that they're currently promoting the album. So they're essentially buying their own albums that are in the stores in order to inflate the numbers. Every possible dirty trick is done in order to get the artists up to where they are. And that is not the exception, that is the rule. So if you're not engaging in all of these practices, you do not have a chance to get there. So unless you know how to artificially inflate your streaming numbers, unless you know how to artificially inflate your physical sales numbers, you're not going to get anywhere. And once you get in the industry, you find out about all these tricks, and then you'll have to do it if that's what you want to do. And this is how people get into Billboard. Sometimes, and I found it out, I'm going to give it to you as a little gift. There's so few copies of physical products sold nowadays that if you know what you're doing, you can have as little as 500 sold CDs and be in the Billboard charts. But that requires that you have a connection to Nielsen, who is the company that compiles Billboard, that they trust you, and they accept your numbers because, and now it gets even weirder, Billboard numbers are self-reported. Let me just say that again. Billboard numbers are self-reported, which means that anybody who's number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 7 on Billboard, whatnot, they send the numbers to Nielsen by their own accord. Isn't that amazing? Could that not be a case to where somebody just goes to Nielsen and says, look, my artist XYZ just sold 100,000 copies. And by the way, here's some donation if you accept this data. I don't know. Maybe there could be. So I think, and I'm going to close with that. I think you understand that, let's just say from me, I now understand that there's forces in play that are much bigger than what people thought. And whenever people are talking about how things are bad and what they're doing and this and that, things are actually a lot worse in reality. It's just that artists generally don't know about it, because people don't advertise that they're lying, stealing, and cheating their way into Billboard, and that everybody's bribable, and it's a completely corrupt scheme. Because why would they? Nobody would benefit from it. But the point is that you need to grease a lot of palms in order to get anywhere. But so yeah, if you have $1 million, you can grease them, which means you're gonna literally buy your way into Billboard. And then you can say, hey, I have a Billboard charting. Yeah, there you go. I mean, I don't know if you're gonna get off having that, or what it is going to do for you as a person, because you're not getting money for being on there. But you could say, I'm a Billboard charting artist and I'm gonna charge $10,000 for an appearance at a festival. I don't know, that's another thing, But I did not think it would be so much about the money. And smaller labels like us, we have to use other tricks, and we do. And these tricks are not what people on TikTok tell you. These tricks are not what people on YouTube or anywhere else tell you, because the people that know these tricks are for damn sure not telling it to anybody on a fucking social media app. So, if you're a musician and you have like people trying to give you advice on TikTok or YouTube, generally don't do it, or don't expect it to work, because the stuff that people are saying they're usually artists or some other people that try to, become more famous by giving advice. So a lot of these advice givers, because I follow a lot of them in order to see, how stupid they are. So a lot of the advice givers are actually people trying to sell courses or something like that. Most of them are not artists of any kind of repute and have absolutely no idea about the music industry. So if somebody's trying to give you advice on the music industry, generally don't take it. Hey, Otto. And instead, look for books written by very good people from the music industry on how to do shit, and then read these books. Everything that you can see regurgitated in a TikTok or a YouTube, how the record industry is a scam and protect your rights as an artist. That, like, if you look at these things, you're going to get a view of somebody. Okay, you're gonna get the victim's view. And the victim's view is always a bad one to have, because the victim doesn't know how it's being victimized. You need to get the criminal's view. You need to get the view of the people that are doing the fucking, not the view of the people that are getting fucked. Okay, so so if you're really looking for music industry advice, look for the books that are written by people that really know what's up, that have been working in the industry for 30 years as a manager, and then read these books. And there you will find the advice, and that advice will not be on. Yeah, like Kenny's writing a book, I'm writing a book, kind of like got stuck there. But we're gonna put out some books in a short term, but they're not necessarily about the music industry. Ken's doing something about songwriting, and I'm doing something about how to not suck. But there's a sufficient amount of actual decent books from people that know what they're doing out there. And I don't know. Fake advice is one of these horrible things. It's kind of like Gary Vee, the guy who inherited a big company and then told everybody he's a self-made man. It's like pretenders that couldn't advise you if their life depended on it, because they're just. And Ken says, "I say, yeah, I got it somewhere. I'm sure I got it somewhere. Maybe, I'm not sure." KenTucker.wave. All right, guys. Thank you for being on Record Label Boss today. I'm coming back on Friday at 2000 Central European Time. I'm doing this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So if you want to join me the next time, or you want to, talk to me some more, you can go to recordlabelboss.com. There's a link to our Discord server. You can chat with us and hang out with us and talk with me. Other than that, I'm back on Friday. If you want any more info about me or my show, go to recordlabelboss.com. Thank External Midnight and Sid and New Condition and all the people there on Reddit. I want to thank Yo Mim, Yo-Yo, and Kenny and everybody else who's on the other channels. Pitchy, a lot of Pitchy, and Meg and Vani. Thanks for being on Record Label Boss. Stay creative and stay creating, and don't let the bed bugs bite you. And I will see you on Friday. And tomorrow, don't forget, it's going to be Meg's Beauty at 1800 CET. Meg is going to do another show about her awesome makeup she's going to put on, and it's going to be great. Usually on Thursdays, there's about 370,000 views that she gets on her show. It's crazy. So, definitely go to our Discord and check out her show as well. Thank you so much for being on Record Label Boss today. I'll see you again on Friday. Thank you, everybody. Love you all.